there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Once again, it is Sovereign Saturday. Appreciate your accomplishments. Now, I know all of y'all working towards sovereignty, working towards having some control in your life, or at least some leverage in your life. And you know what? It's hard work. It is hard work. But you know what? Every now and then, stop and appreciate what you have accomplished. Like, stop. Like, don't, see, Uncle Rom is a workaholic. And sometimes I have to remind myself and say, but you know what, Rom? Yeah, you're working hard, but you know what? Take some time to appreciate what you have done. Now, it don't mean you have to take days or weeks or months to appreciate it, or even worse, just try to live off that accomplishment. Okay, yeah. You know, if you play in sports, you scored that basket, you scored that touchdown, you hit that home run, whatever, you got that perfect strike. Okay, now what you going to do, all right? But still appreciate that you did those things. Seriously, sometimes just sit back and just say, hey, pop your collar, maybe go get a drink, celebrate, you know. Because one thing I will do is I will celebrate every little thing. No matter how, I mean, it could be like some tiny thing. You know what? Like for the counter in my kitchen area, one of the chairs that we had, it broke. It broke, right? And so I was just like, oh man, we gotta get some new ones. And I got a bunch of new ones, some new seats, some new counter bar stool type of seats and everything, right? Well, counter seats, whatever you call them. Right? And I put them together myself. You know, one of those things, because, you know, anybody who follow my money channel knows a significant amount of the furniture in here I put together myself, you know. And now my dining room set, but I've actually put one together before. But after I put it together, I was like, yeah. Woo. I was like, yeah, I felt good. Because you know what? You did it. I didn't have to pay somebody to do that. I didn't have to wait. I was able to do that myself, and, you know, still got the tools. If I need to tighten a screw or something, I can do that. But I just appreciate it. Now, it might seem small, but it's still an accomplishment. I didn't have to have someone else come and do it. I was able to save a little bit of money. You know, I didn't have to have somebody deliver it. I delivered it myself. Accomplishment. And it might seem small, and it don't compare to maybe making a business deal or getting a big raise on a job, or even getting a certain job, or, you know, for some of y'all getting that fine woman. It don't compare, but it's still something. It's still something. You know, appreciate every little victory. Appreciate it, because look, you worked hard. You worked hard. Sometimes don't get to that point where you're working hard, but you're not satisfied with what you have done so far. You don't appreciate it. And indeed, one of the things with appreciating your accomplishments is you learn how you can succeed otherwise. Let me say that again. You learn how to succeed otherwise, because once you've accomplished something, you can always do that again. You know you've done something. It gives you confidence. Like, you know, usually, you know, guys come on here about like man gets woman. Once you've gotten that one dime, that one very attractive woman, you can do it again. That's an accomplishment. But this is Sovereign Saturdays. This is about everything else. You know, once you got that award on a job, you got the raise. Once you got that business successful, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let me use that part, because I'm really big on business. Yeah, I respect jobs, I respect careers, because it depends on what someone wants to do. But, you know, my main thing is being an entrepreneur. Appreciate that you accomplished that first dollar. Because I want you to think about it like that. Let me use an example. This is something I would usually say on my business channel. This is something I would say on my business channel. You know, I've said before about how much I've vended. I still look every now. I still look for things I could possibly do some vending at. I still look for things. Not as hard, because, well, you know, I got to do these videos for y'all. It takes up some time. But I'm going to tell you what. One of the things with vending, I could sit there a couple hours and not make a penny. But once I get that first dollar, once I make that first sale, I appreciate it. I accomplished that. Then I'm like, okay, it opened the door. I got that one sale, now I can get two. Once I get two, I can get three. I can do it. But I appreciate the first one. And in fact, I've talked with many entrepreneurs, men and women, who, you know, when they made that first dollar on their business, period, that first dollar, that first client, that first sale, like indeed, many businesses, they will frame their first dollar. They will frame the first dollar that they made. That's something big. That's an accomplishment. You got to appreciate it. You did that. Because see, that's the thing about your accomplishments. Nobody handed it to you. You did that. Sit back and appreciate it. There's no shame in it. Now, some people might say, "Oh, you bragging on it?" It ain't saying you got to go brag or anything. Shoot, you don't even have to tell anybody. Shit, ain't their business. You know it though. Because one thing with being sovereign is you have to feel good about yourself. You have to know that you can make the moves to have some control where you can in your life, but some leverage you can have in your life. That's the thing. You got to know it, and you got to appreciate it. You got to feel good about yourself. And you know, here's another reason to even appreciate your accomplishments. I've met many men, women as well, but this is sovereign. I'm talking about how to be a sovereign man. Many men who they feel bad about where they at in life. Things aren't going as well. They're not as sovereign as they want to be, not as successful. Things aren't going well for them. I would say to each and every one of them, I will look them in the eye and say, well, what have you accomplished in life? Well, I did this, I did. You accomplished that, didn't you? Appreciate that you did. That shows that, yeah, you're going through a bad time now, but that shows that you can win. That shows you can do some things. That's the power. That's what you want to do. That's how you want to roll with that joint. All right? That's very important. Very, very important. Just appreciate it. Sit back and, like I said, celebrate. It could be small. It could be small. Every single time I've put together some furniture, I was like, yeah. It's small, but you know what? I did it. And I appreciate it. Because that means I could do bigger things. And especially for the bigger things, I always celebrate the bigger things. You appreciate it. But I don't rest on the laurels, though. That's one thing. Don't rest on the laurels. That means you can do even more in the future. All right? So that's all I have for today, fellas. As always, keep rising to become that sovereign man. Peace and blessings.